And I never dreamed that I'd lose somebody like you. No, I don't wanna fall in love. This world is only gonna break your heart. Hey, it's Nate with another piano tutorial. Today I'm doing Wicked Game by Isaak. This is a beautiful and moody song, and it's only 3 chords over and over. Seriously, learning this is as easy as it gets. But of course, I am going to go into a bunch of extra details, the syncopated rhythms and guitar riff melodies, some of which are challenging. But you can consider the tough stuff optional, so no matter what your current skill level, you'll be able to use this video to do an awesome sounding piano cover. Let's jump in. Alright, so first off, I recommend you get the chords and lyrics chart. There's a link down in the description that'll help you follow along and see where the chords line up with the words. And let's just start off by learning that main chord progression that runs for the whole song. Here's that. So we're gonna start with a B minor. So right hand's got B, D, and F sharp. I'm just doing that 1, 3, 5. This is middle C, by the way, so I'm kind of in that middle octave here. And in the left hand with the thumb, I'm just gonna do a single B bass note an octave lower. So that's our B, and that lasts for 1 measure. We're in 4/4 times, so each of these measures gets 4 counts. Sort of a medium tempo, 1, 2, 3, 4. So next up, we've got this A sus2. It's gonna sound like that. So left hand bass note's just gonna step down to the second finger. Right hand's got A, B, and E. And I just wanna mention, on the chords and lyrics chart, I just shorthanded A sus2 to A, just so it doesn't say sus2 all over the page. Just trying to save you some printer ink. Finally, we have an E major chord. So left finger is all the way down on this low E, and this is an inversion. We're doing a G sharp, B, and E. Notice that our second finger is on B, pinky on E. Those are the same 2 fingers and notes that we did for the A sus2. So that is really smooth there. And this E lasts for 2 measures. So counting through that whole progression, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you want to keep your version simple and easy, you could stop this video right now and just play those chords, reading off the chords and lyrics chart, and sing the whole thing. Maybe for a little more rhythm, you could add quarter notes in the right hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And one thing I want to mention is throughout the song on this E, I didn't put this on the chords and lyrics chart, but it often goes to a E sus4 and back again. And when it does that, it's on the 4th count of the first of the 2 measures of E. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. The only thing you got to change is just move that thumb from the G sharp up to the A and back. So the chorus would be, no, I don't wanna fall in love. This world is only gonna break your heart. But now that we've established the underlying chord progression, I'm gonna take you piece by piece through the song and show you some different rhythms and riffs and things that we can use to differentiate the different sections. Next step is to think about the rhythm a bit more. We're gonna need to think in 1/8 notes, so dividing the beat in half, not just counting 1, 2, 3, 4, but thinking 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And the main rhythm we're gonna do, especially with the left hand bass notes, is we're gonna play on beat 1 and the and after 2. Let's just try that, both hands together on the B minor chord. So we're thinking 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. So just loop that until you get a feel for it. You could then do the whole progression. In some places, I'm also gonna play on beat 4 with just the right hand. So that would be 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4. So now that you have those rhythms, let's start at the beginning of the song, and I'm gonna take you through some of those guitar riff melodies. The song starts with what we're gonna call riff number 1. Here's how that's gonna sound when we've got it all together. Here's the first half of riff 1, which is the first time through the whole chord progression. On the bottom, I have the underlying chords. Of course, the left hand is just going to do single bass notes. And then on top in yellow, those are the right hand single notes. So we're actually going to start with the right hand playing a B, and that's sort of before the song kicks off. It's like a pickup note to the song, and you can kind of just drag it out. But then when the first measure really starts and the left hand is going to hit that B bass note, we're going to hit an F sharp with our pinky. So, ba, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Of course, the left hand steps down to A for the next measure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So on beat 3, halfway through the measure of A, we hit that F sharp again, and then it's going to go down to B with the thumb. So we're just going back and forth. B, F sharp, goes down to B when the left hand hits the E, and then we're on the E for 2 measures. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So just at the very end of that second measure of E, we're going to hit the B again. And then here's the second half of this riff, because when we get back up to the B in the left hand, we're right back to the F sharp. And then that F sharp's going to hold as the left hand steps down to the A. And then this part's a little different. It's going to sound like... So on beat 3 of the measure of A, 1, 2, 3, da, da, we step down E, D, C sharp, landing on B when the left hand goes to E. 1, 2, 3, da, da, da. Now, the exact counting on that is a little tricky. They're technically triplets. We're cramming 3 rhythms into the final 2 counts of that measure. You can think 1, 2, triplet, bound, 2, 3, and then finally we have this little ba-da-da-da. Notice we're just lifting and moving our right hand down to put our second finger on the F sharp, and we got F sharp, A with the 4th finger, right back to F sharp, up to G sharp, and that's going to be right on the second measure of E. And that plays on an even 8th note rhythm from the beginning of that E. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So here's all of riff 1. I'll do it slowly. And it makes it trickier, but I'm going to be adding in the left hand full rhythm with the and after 2 hits as well. So it'll be 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4, and so on. When we finish riff 1, we are halfway through the intro. There are 2 more passes through that underlying chord progression, and the right hand is going to do riff 2, which sounds like this. This one's definitely a little complicated, but here's a chart for that. In the middle, I have all the counts for all the 8th notes possible in those 4 measures. I've highlighted the counts that the right hand melody is going to play on, and then right above those are the notes that get played. And then of course, at the bottom there, that's just the underlying chords as represented by the bass notes your left hand is going to play. First little chunk of right hand notes where you can just keep your right hand in this 1 5-finger position is going to be F sharp, D, B. Notice that's just skipping down the B minor chord. So F sharp, D, B, then E, D, C sharp, B. So let's pause there at the first count of the second measure. Again, F sharp, D, B, then 4th finger, E, D, C sharp, B. And then we can work in the counting, thinking 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. So there's a little gap in the rhythm between the D and the C sharp. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. The left hand is gonna hit that B on beat 1, so it's gonna be left, and then the riff starts. And then when the right hand steps down to the B there at the start of the next measure, it's gonna link up with the left hand going to the A. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Okay, now we're gonna move our right hand for the rest of this. We can just kind of hop our 4th finger to B. Notice that after the B that we've done, there are 2 more Bs, and we're gonna do those on our 4th finger. B, B, A, G sharp, and the G sharp lines up with the E there. Rhythm on those notes in the new position are gonna be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3. Let me play slowly what we've got so far with the left hand bass notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3. And then just to finish this up here, we've got 3 more notes on the 4 and 1. That's just stepping up G sharp, A, B, 2, 3, 4 for the fingers. And on that B is where you hit the downbeat of that final measure of E. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time through all of it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. And I will be adding the left hand hits on the ands after 2. You can kind of go through and see which right hand note those are going to sync up with, which can be helpful. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. So the last B gets another left hand hit, and 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4. After you've done riff 2 twice, you would then be done with the intro and into the first verse. I want to reiterate one more time. If what I just taught is too advanced for you right now, you could totally do the intro by just playing through the chord progression 4 times before starting singing. So let's talk about the verses. Each verse is 4 times through the progression, and the first half of each verse is more calm and chill, and then the emotion gets a little more intense and the vocals get higher in the second half. So for the first half of each verse, I am just going to hold the right hand chords, just hold them out the whole measure while doing that left hand rhythm. So the first half of verse 1 would be, the world was on fire and no one could save me but you. It's strange what desire will make foolish people do. You could throw in the little, if you want. Then this is where it gets a little more intense, and I'm going to start doubling that rhythm that we're doing in the left with the right and hitting on beat 4 like we talked about before. So it would be, I never dreamed that I'd meet somebody like you. On that beat 4 in the right hand, you do the sus4 back. I never dreamed that I'd lose somebody like you. So that would be going into the first chorus. But I just want to say the verse 2 is going to follow the exact same logic, even though it's totally different vocals. It's still going to be chill on the first half on, what a wicked game you play to make me feel this way. Getting more intense in the second half on, what a wicked thing to say. So let's talk about the chorus. So first chorus, I think for the chorus, I'm gonna just do full on quarter notes in the right hand so it really feels a little more climactic. Just doing the same rhythm in the left hand, like, no, I don't wanna fall in love. This world is only gonna break your heart. So still hitting the sus4 on beat 4 there. No, I don't wanna fall in love. This world is only gonna break. If you do those background vocals, I think that's optional, but just note that the sus4 lines up on gonna break your heart. Also want to mention that I'm smoothing all this out by using the sustain pedal. just keeping it held down with a little lift every time I change chords. If you need help with the sustain pedal, I made a video all about that, so check it out. And for the second half of the chorus, the Riff 2 guitar comes back. So if you're doing that and it's not too hard for you to coordinate, you can add that in. So from the second line of "No, I don't wanna fall in love, this world is only gonna break your heart," it does "with you." With you. This world is only gonna break your heart. Gonna break. So the vocals line up there, but you could also just keep it to the simple chords without the riff while you're singing. It might be a little easier. So we've now essentially talked about everything. After the second chorus, there is an instrumental section, which is basically the same thing as the intro. So 2 times through the chord progression, doing riff 1 and then switching to riff 2. Riff 1 ends up being a little bit different. Instead of doing that pickup note and then coming up like that, this chord progression actually starts first and it's a little simpler. And then when you get down to the E, it just goes back to B like that. But then the rest of it is the exact same. The last chorus, which kind of becomes the outro, is just like the chorus that we just learned, but it ends up going around more times on "with you." And I wrote on the chord chart when it's doing riff 2, so you can just follow along with that. It does that, all of that 4 extra times. And then we have that iconic ending, the "Nobody loves no one." So it's just one final pass through the chord progression. On that E, you just hold it for the 2 measures, and you can slow down a little bit there, just let it get kind of spaced out and dramatic with the vocals. And then the song is over. Okay, thank you for watching. I am now going to do a full playthrough so you can see how all the parts we've been talking about fit together in a complete cover of the song. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. Also subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Click the bell so you know when I put out more videos like this one, and leave a request in the comments. This one actually was a request. Anyway, here's my version of Wicked Game. Was on fire and no one could save me but you. It's strange what desire will make foolish people do. I never dreamed that I'd meet somebody like you. I never dreamed that I'd lose somebody like you. No, I don't wanna fall in love. This world is only gonna break your heart. No, I don't wanna fall in love. This world is only gonna break your heart. With you. With you. This world is only gonna break your heart. What a wicked game you play to make me feel this way. What a wicked thing to do, to let me dream of you. What a wicked thing to say. You The world was on fire and no one could save me but you. It's strange what desire will make foolish people do. I never dreamed that I'd love somebody like you, and I never dreamed that I'd lose somebody like you. No, I don't wanna fall in love. This world is only gonna break your heart. No, I don't wanna fall in love. This world is only gonna break your heart with you. With you. This world is only gonna break your heart. No, this world is only gonna break your heart. This world is only gonna break your heart. Nobody loves no one.